After 6 games go around, 2 wins, 1 draw, and freaking 3 losses, sitting at an unsurprised 15th place for Man United. In a new season, many of us expected a whole new improved and understand squad combined with under a new reinforcement, and not just reinforcement, Premier League proven addition to the team. Man United were no further differences between this season and the previous one. And rubbish salt on the wound, all Man United issue that was present in the past was still extended to this season, made us fans far more frustrating than ever. Besides as good as Robert and Marvin, whom had proven to be a capable anchor, faded a big club like Sporting into the prominence, see himself completely beaten by the sheer pressure and circus occurred within the club. However, he himself was not without any faults. At the recent matches against Brentford, where the club lost some major key members, still beat Man United soundly. In that match, we see a very throwback lineup of starting Maguire, Shaw and Dalot. What is this? 2021? In case you didn't know, what is up ladies and gentlemen, I'm Marvin, codename CM. Welcome to the Co-United channel once again. If you in any shape or form stumble into this channel and somehow some way like this kind of content, do please like, share and subscribe to this channel, as each of your precious subscription will be massive motivation for me upload new content. And don't forget to ring the notification bell for every new upload. With that said, let's get straight into the video. Starting with the elephant in the room, Jacob Harry Maguire. Where do we start from here? The English national long had been either loved or hated, most in the hating side, given that Maguire during the 2018 World Cup England run to the semi-final was easily one of the best performers, even scoring his famed header against Sweden and in the quarterfinals. Now during the tournament, he presented his dominant defensive ability, aerial duels and on-trend dimension gameplay for defenders, which was his playmaking duty. With this highly lauded skill set, had Man United manager at that time already signed the Man United skipper for £80 million from Leicester, made him the most expensive defender in Premier League history. But during his first season, Maguire do illustrate his quality and justify the price tag, make Man United one of the best defensive team in the league, while at the same time also act as the constant outlet when coming to play out from the back. However, the following season, teams started to catching up on Man United play style, wherever favor the quick counter-attacking, teams started to fight poison with poison, use a defensive by giving up possession, lure Man United to push the line higher and higher, causing a massive space behind the defensive line. Hence was where Maguire's weakness was fully exposed. Pace and speed was a massive Achilles heel for him. All the former Hull City defender may be praised for his strength and peerless defending when it comes to direct approaching and aerial ability, but to have to deal with pacey attackers or holding the high line, Maguire will be left more than desired, no thanks to his slow feet and truck-like turning his hips, making things worse under more advanced tactics to implement. Maguire do lack the defensive awareness, particularly the off-ball marking, had brought to questions. Credit to him, as Maguire, aware of that pace himself, often prefers to sit as the deepest defender, act as the sweeper, yet his lack of awareness on the attacker movement nor the position was lackluster, caught ball watching multiple times, and the both goals by Brentford was the perfect example. This trait was a big black dot on the Maguire profile as a footballer. While during Amorim time, while on occasion Maguire do deliver a much dominant performance, but mostly focused on Man United spent most of the match sitting deep defending, in which benefit much Maguire's game. While in general the two-time relegation defender was a solid old school defender, contained certain level of ball playing as a bonus, Maguire was not the great first team starter's choice for the top teams that aiming to dominate possession, as well fully expose his weakness. Well, in spite of that, Amorim played Maguire against Brentford as a sweeper was a diabolical decision, whereby he was responsible in the 2 goals conceded. While the tactics plus choice was on Amorim, Maguire still does need to take many of the blame, being such an ill-fated attempt to push himself on the offside trap. Next one, Luke Shaw. Once dubbed Roberto Carlos, a tribute to the former Brazilian left-back/wing-back, both share several similarities between them, as Shaw and Carlos were extremely hardworking in bombing the whole flank, either on the offense or the defense, basically capable to own the whole flank for themselves. But also they possess a highly rated technical ability when it comes to delivering crosses off to the box and play a very complex tactics. Adding creams to the crops, in recent times Luke Shaw not just illustrate capability playing as a left-back position, but also obtain the positive reception playing a left centre-back, showcase his willingness to step out the defense and being persistent enough to be the outlet when it comes to playing out from the back. However, in the same situation as Maguire, Luke Shaw has seen many of his downside that could no longer have been overlooked by us as Man United fans. Inconsistent, low football IQ, and lastly, availability. As good as Luke Shaw, providing on the positive side, he can be equivalent as bad as the negative side. Shaw in the Marvin back 3 system played mostly as the left centre back, whereby on paper should fit like a glove, given that Shaw was a left back that's more than comfortable defending on the channels. Furthermore, his technical ability allowed him to move up and down the field with ease, either playing a passes or ball carrying. However, the keywords on paper, Shaw in these recent matches present us a numerous mind-blowing sides like ball watching, defending, lack of awareness on the opponent forward movement, and the worst, lack of effort tracking back when he makes the forward run. I really think that most of these traits was almost on par with the fellow Englishman like Maguire. To give some leeway for Shaw was at the start of his career, Shaw displayed some of the amazing physical tools, being strong, pacey and technical, had to be a cheat code to be utilised. But since his career-altering injury, Shaw had not really been the same and go on a whole different career trajectory and also unable to be consistent in terms of the fitness. Coming to recent matches, Shaw again, while decent in certain matches, he and Maguire, even with the same nationality, both of them were equal detriment in the performance. Although not as disastrous like Maguire, Shaw was not slide under the carpet for his performance, showing very head-scratching defending, consistently getting away on the other teammates trying desperately to stopping the opponent attacks the goal. But even though Shaw's willingness to attack or carrying the ball up front to the field in a very similar play for either Dalot and Euro, Shaw once loses the ball to the opponent, while neither rushing back nor giving the effort tracking back to get back to the position for the team, makes us fan go crashing our display device. Comparison with the Napoli and Man United, when Napoli once loses the ball, the opponent launched the counter-attacking. Napoli up to 7 players rushed back to stop Rafael Leao from attacking, spoke so much of being the effort. Shaw was not the sole perpetrator on this issue, but his below average to poor performance, combined he was the most senior player within the United together with Louis van Gaal, was not something to be proud of. But lastly, Diogo Dalot. The Portuguese international happened to be one of the most mixed footballers in the squad. Dalot, whom during his breakthrough season under Ten Hag showcased his all-around skill set, capable tucked in the midfield, act as an inverted fullback, displayed willingness to bomb forward and deliver accurate crosses into the box, his long shooting prowess that helped him secure a handful of bangers, lastly his solid defending even when it comes to area where he is his forte. Aside from that, Dalot had also held himself as the one of the Iron Man for Man United, given he rarely unavailable to play, at the same time display his incredible endurance but stamina to play multiple full matches. But there always a but. Well, Dalot was a perfect example on how all-rounder can be a weapon and a weakness in your game. Where the former Porto fullbacks praised for his very well-known ability, either the fullbacks or the wingback for Emery's system, Dalot was not a specialist in any area of category. While in the previous year, a good defender was not a 1v1 stopper compared with former teammate Aaron Wan-Bissaka or Kyle Walker. His attacking prowess can be above average, but compared to other top attacking fullbacks like Trent Alexander-Arnold, Grimaldo and Reece James. While in fact Dalot offense can be considered inconsistent, a good crosser of the ball but very erratic on his choice. In addition, he often neglects the run made by the strikers, cause frustration between their relationship. Although that Dalot was a capable runner attacking the byline to deliver dangerous cutback where he obtained an assist against Burnley, it was less inspiring for either the right or the left flank. Besides that, there was a small detail where Dalot had a tendency to launch a high ball into the central when he was pressed after collect the ball from the back. While there was nothing wrong during this action, yet it contained some major risks where if the ball in the central was cut off by the opponent, it would create a massive hole in the middle. But that was not the worst. Dalot in this season had involved some of the worst performance in delivery, where he was heavily forwarded in the Fulham goal where his poor foot touch loses the ball cheaply near the penalty area, and Brentford in the second goal where he was a head-scratching way went off his markers to nowhere. As compared to Masraoui and Dalot, both proven to far better shooter in the role, made Dalot's position more question than answers. Whereby right now have Dalot in a very confusing pace where not sure which position fit him the best. That's the end of the video. All due said, while all these players in many of our books should have been shown the door far earlier than used to, they were of course not the real root cause to all Man United issue. However, without a doubt, need more to be moved on for the better option and overall upgrade for the team. Or do you guys have other players in mind? Comment down below so we can have a discussion. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you all in the next one.